For this video, I'm going to take a look at the tourist attraction known as the Chattanooga Choo Choo, as well as its respective Christmas celebration. I don't do negative reviews particularly often. It's probably 1 out of every 20 or so. But I'm not going to really beat around the bush on this one. I was disappointed with the Chattanooga Choo Choo, to be honest. As a travel YouTuber, I always research my destinations ahead of time and plan an itinerary based on the attractions that I want to see. And I got to tell you that the website for the Chattanooga Choo Choo just overpromises and underdelivers. It really does. You know, for example, they talk about the Glen Miller Gardens and, imply that there's all these botanical gardens located on the former railroad tracks. And in reality, it's a couple hedges. They really hyped up the Winter Wonderland special event here. And I get it. They did do some work for it. They set up a temporary ice skating rink in the middle of the train shed and put up some wreaths and Christmas lights here and there. I'm trying not to sound like a snob, but I've been to much better holiday events. Recently I went to the Opryland Hotel, and that was just so much better than this. They had like an area where you could build snowmen. They had a slope for basically going downhill on a tube. They had the ice skating rink as well. They also had Santa walking around taking photos, and they had live entertainment. They had the ice show. So there's a lot of things to do at the Opryland, and compared to this, it was just so much better. I mean, I appreciate the Santa Claus taking photos, and they did set up a nice Christmas tree inside the old train station. But again, this just comes off as a half-ass approach to doing things, and I get it. This attraction is definitely struggling. There were a lot of abandoned storefronts, and probably half of this facility was empty, abandoned, whatever you want to call it, with defunct businesses. I will give the marketing team credit. They really do sell the hell out of this place on the website. They talk about, Station Street and the entertainment district, and then they've got, supposedly a bunch of clubs and restaurants open. And in reality, there's not that many. I have a feeling that the website was developed before COVID-19, probably when a lot of these businesses were still open. And it's been a brutal couple years. Especially for a lot of businesses in hospitality and restaurants. So I get it. I mean, I have a feeling that's what the disconnect is between the website and what's actually here. Because, I mean, you look, I'm here on a Friday afternoon, and it's dead. It really is. There's barely anyone here, and they're supposedly doing this huge Winter Wonderland event. And it looked like there were only like 2 or 3 people here ice skating, and the rest of the complex was just like a typical dead mall. It was empty. So I was visiting this place on a Friday evening from about 5 p.m. to almost 8 o'clock at night. And out of the 6 restaurants and bars that are listed on the website, I only saw 3 that were actually open. So I have a feeling some of them have gone out of business. The signage was still up on the buildings, but it looked like some of those places had been closed for months. I will give them some credit. They do have a decent little arcade here. It's your typical mall-sized type of arcade, and there's no prize redemption whatsoever, even if you're playing skee-ball, something like that. It's just, some quarter munchers and, a couple racing arcade games. So what's my bottom line for the Winter Wonderland special event? I'm going to give that a thumbs down. There's really not much to it. It's just an ice skating rink, a big Christmas tree in the lobby of the train station, and, some photos with Santa. Pretty much every mall out there has something similar, so it's just not worth any effort to see this particular one. As for my bottom line on the Chattanooga Choo Choo itself, I mean, there's some decent restaurants here. The food at Nick and Norman's is actually really good. If you like to drink alcohol and craft beers, there are plenty of bars here like the American Draft, the Backstage Bar, the Frothy Monkey, the Gate 11 Distillery, and Stir. Honestly, besides the arcade, getting drunk is probably the only thing you could do here. There's really no stores that are still open. I mean, they have the one gift shop, and it's pretty limited. If you want to see a beautiful old train station, I mean, that's the other highlight. Also keep in mind, you have to kind of justify coming here because there's no free parking. You have to pay by meter. I think that definitely contributed to this negative review. I don't drink, so it's kind of hard to justify why I paid to park when there was really nothing here for me to do. Thanks for watching this episode of The Adventure Schmuck. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See everyone next week.